Hey, good Tuesday, good Tuesday morning to y'all. This is Alan of Alan's Trains and Things. We have 4018 here, and the freight version, and we got a few cars to pull behind 4018. That's my One Ocean Network Express. Just picked these up, showed these in an earlier video. These are my Canadian National. Got them up at Spring Creek. I believe they don't have no more of those. Got the last set that they had. That was the Canadian National High Cube 3-pack. This is the one that Microtrains is kind of done as a specialty thing. The couplers are put on with metal screws. The trucks are, the trucks turn themselves. I mean, they're separately applied. They're not truck and coupler together. So that kind of makes things a little nicer. And but we ran a few laps with 4018 going forward. We pulled just the Canadian National cars and the caboose there for a little bit, and done a little bit reverse running. Didn't do a whole bunch of reverse running, but we did a little bit. And so we thought, let's see. Yep, we got the light on the 4018 lit up, and we thought we would pull her out and run a few laps here. I will tell you one thing. It is kind of a with this tender, you got to keep on top, and I mean, you got to keep on top. Let me kick the light on here. You definitely got to keep on top of those centipede wheels. If you're not watching, if you have this engine, you're not watching, and you got to watch closely. If those wheels have any resistance at all, or have any, what mine was doing, the springs inside the tender, there's springs that rub against the wheels, and they were keeping the wheels to kind of one side, and they weren't letting them turn. Well, I had to adjust them a little bit, and sometimes you have to do that. And then I had to do just a little bit of little extra lubrication or whatever, that just to make sure that the wheels would turn, because you don't want any of those wheels dragging. I mean, it's bad enough. I mean, you want your engine to have a good pull, but you don't want the engine to do extra work pulling the tender that the wheels don't want to turn. You definitely want them to be able to all turn and roll with the engine. If they don't, you need to flip the engine on its side, gently flip the engine on its top side, put it in a foam cradle, and fix the wheels if they're not rolling, work perfect. My slightly only little, and it's not a gripe, that second wheel there kind of floats a little bit, and I think that's just part of the mechanism. I've tried to look at a few videos and see if there's others doing the same, but I haven't. So, but anyway, let's roll her out. I'm gonna turn this light off here. Let's roll 4018 out. Alright, let's roll her out. Speed step 1. Like I say, I've got these Microtrains Canadian Nationals. Got my Southern Pacific weathered high cube mini baby car. There's just a slight bit of jerkiness in there, and I think that's just the mechanism still needing a little bit of running. And we got the one Ocean Network. That's my first and second set of Kato Intermodals, and I guarantee you what, I'm getting back into my Intermodals again because I really like how those run. They're smooth. They're smooth and they run very well on these Kato turnouts. I still like some of my micro trains, but I am getting back into my Kato stuff. You can hear 4018 really doing a little pulling. And it's, I get slightly mixed up, but sometimes it's that just the fun of having the engine. So, my 4018, like I say, it's a freight. I wasn't able to get the 4014, but I'm just as happy with this engine here. And pretty neat that they can go around my turnouts here. And we're going to go into the next video. Okay, got a fresh tin on the you can see 4018 as she's coming around. You can see the boiler swinging out and then swinging back in, just like the real one. I'm going to do an overhead shot here. And there's my one Ocean Network Express. Like I say, I've got, there's two sets, 61, let's say it, 61, 6197 and 6196, 6197 and 6196. 96 is the two sets that you can get. And they still have there's still, you know, a few out there. They still get the Maersk, and I think there's two sets of Maersk. There is the one Ocean Network with the pink containers. And they run in the BNSF well cars. And again, here's 4018 going by. I do wish I had 4014. And like I say, when it came out, I kind of, well, I guess I didn't realize it was out that quick. And before I knew it, before probably a lot of us knew it, she was gone, or he was gone. So, they did have one, I think, up there at Spring Creek, but it is just a DC, non-sound. I don't think it's got a decoder in it, I don't think. But when I'm running my trains, I got DCC and I want sound. I want to hear the engine pulling. I want to hear the engine, you know, doing its thing. And so that's where I'm at. And when I do a video, I kind of want to show what's going on here. I want people to see. And I'm going to pause. Looking down the layout. And we'll get a... These cameras don't do too bad. And I tell you what, it does take a little bit to get the engine, you know. I will say mine didn't act real jerky, as some guys had mentioned in their video. They said that the engine was kind of jerky, you know. It kind of had a little bit of in the play. The only thing I see that, and it's not too, I don't think it's too big of a deal, is there's a little bit of wobble in my in that wheel that's right behind on the front engine there, just a little bit. Other than that, this engine is doing pretty good. In reverse, it could use a little bit more run time in reverse, but all in all, pretty cool. Definitely better than what my Kato experienced it with 844. My DC non-sound and DCC that the decoder was the top of the tender was bulging up or whatever, and that because the way it was installed and the way stuff was stuffed inside of it like a garbage can. This tender on this engine is actually pretty hefty. I mean, you definitely can tell that it's got some weight to it, and that's good. It don't hurt to have a little bit of weight. Weight keeps the engine on the ground, and this engine has got springs. I was looking in the exploded view, and if you take, let's see, you take and look here on the exploded view, right here. If you look on the exploded view, you can see that the engine right here, the engine has got springs. Those springs act as a cushion for the drive mechanism, helping the engine negotiate going over the sections of track and stuff like that. For a small engine, that's pretty damn sharp. If you look right there on the front truck, that spring, and I think Athearn does a heck of a lot more better job than what Kato does in designing their front pilots. When I was watching this, just before I decided to do this video, I was watching that engine going down the track, and it looks like to me like those big old 68, 67, or 69 Cadillacs or whatever, and that were built like a Sherman tank. You could go down the highway in one of them old Cadillacs. My brother had one. He had an 81 or 82. Basically from 69 on, those Cadillacs, just as you're going down the road, and it just felt like you was just floating on a pillow. Well, the way this is, this engine seems that way too. So, it seems to be doing pretty good. We're going to bring it around one more time, and then we're going to stop her. And see how she's doing. Okay, we're running about speed step 2, 1, and we'll stop her right there. Okay, and if we got a little bit more video, we'll go slightly more into the next one or whatever and that, but she don't do too bad. Yeah, she's running pretty good, so follow me into the next one. Okay, well, I think, like I say, this engine is pretty good. Haven't had too many things to work with. Although we did have to, we had to do some adjustments on the tender to make sure that the wheels were turning properly. We had. And if my voice sounds like it's a little raspy, I've been having a little trouble with my, after I had my stent removed out of my throat. Let's see. If you see right here, these two right here didn't want to turn too good, and then occasionally you'll have these wheels where they don't want to turn, so you got to keep on top of that. If you have any doubt at all that they're not rolling, make sure you get down on the level and get to where you can see, because an engine that's dragging its tender, pulling or you know, if you're backing up or slamming your cars to the back, you know, in reverse, you know, doing a reverse drag, you want to make sure that those wheels are turning, because it's gonna make the engine want to bind up a little bit, and it'll put stress on your engine. So run it for a little bit. Make sure that you get down to where your eyes are right there on the level of the track, and make sure that those wheels are turning. And if they're not, if you have to, get that screwdriver out, that mini Phillips screwdriver out, and make sure everything is, I put a little bit of that LaBelle's 106 on my shafts on that, and that helped it turn a little bit. Some of the shafts on there have got little brass fittings that the wheels turn around in those brass fittings. That, to me, I think they should have had them through the whole tender. I think that should have been done through the whole tender, because when you go, and they done that so that when you go to tighten down that fitting underneath there, which is all metal, when you go to tighten that down, those brass fittings keeps, so you're not pressing down too much on the shafts. Well, to me, they should have had those brass fittings all the way through. That's one thing that Athearn probably should have done, is had them all the way through, that when you go to put that metal plate down, back in its place, that the shafts can turn in those brass fittings and do what it needs to do. I heard a little squeaking in here, and I don't know if that just means that I need to take just a tap of oil and lube something up like the real one. You probably run it for a while, and then you're going to hear a little squeak here, a little squeak there. Grab your labels. Let's see over here. Grab your labels 108. If you hear any squeak, take just a tiny drop. This is what I've got on my labels. I've got a deal that's like that, and that's so that gets into the tiniest places. Just a very little drop, and you'll want to, when right there on your shafts and that where those turn, you'll want to put a little bit on there. Sometimes it says it don't need to be lubricated. Well, sometimes to me that's horse poop, because after running for a while, the oil is going to dry up just a little bit, and you want to keep everything happy. And I mean everything happy. There's a lot of moving parts there, so you want to keep everything happy camper. If you start hearing squeaks and stuff like that, better get that oil deal out, that oil can out, and give just a little tiny drop to each part, and that'll keep everything, rolling smooth. If you have a lot of lint in your place, we kind of do. If you're not running your engine a whole bunch, make sure you put that engine, make sure you put it in a place to keep the lint off of it. Put it in like where my engines, and my bed and my deal where I have my stuff here looks kind of a mess. This is kind of the place where everything sits or whatever. And I got all my engines inside my engine box, and the reason I got them in there is because I'm not running them all the time, and I'd rather keep the dust off of them so that when I'm ready to run them, it's I don't have to worry about the dust and the lint. So anywho, we hope you liked the video of pulling those intermodals, and of course we got some elder cars that is more of the time of these engines here, but sometimes it don't hurt to pull the modern ones too, and let the old big boy see how he handles it. And I think it does pretty darn well. And so we're gonna enjoy this a little more and see how he does. And I know right now I like hearing the sound from this engine. I like it just anything like this with moving parts and stuff like that, you gotta keep on top of it. If you don't, it's gonna get after you. And so enjoy what you have, and take care of it. And I'm 51 years old, and I've always done that or whatever. And I've always been a advocate of try to take care of your stuff. Anyway, we hope you liked the video. Please like and give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Like I say, I don't have that little flashy stuff, fancy stuff or whatever. That I don't got one of those apps that does all that fancy stuff for me. So I do my own advertising, or I do my own promotional stuff here. I say give me the thumbs up, give me the bell, bing 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 bing, or if you haven't subscribed, please do, and if you have, we thank you much for doing it. So and we hope you like these videos, and that we're trying to put these out and let you guys see something running instead of something showing a 15 or 20 minute video of the engine just sitting there doing nothing or whatever and trying to talk about something. And you know, we all want to see him move, so that's what I do. I talk a little bit about, you know, here's your features. Coal looks pretty cool. Everything looks pretty sharp on it. One thing I like that Athearn did that Kato don't, they got the backup light on it. And you can see kind of inside there. And so, sounds just like the real one sitting there with deal running there. With the all the generator running. It's pretty cool listening to that. So, and getting a little late, almost 5 o'clock. So we're gonna let this go, and we're gonna do a little running here and off camera and see how we do. Y'all take care, and like I say, give me a thumbs up, ring the bell. Please leave a few comments or whatever and that. Tell me what you think about it, and we appreciate you watching Alan's Trains and Things, and RDA in Scale. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you.